You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome to Podcast PXN episode 162. What is Christian doing back there? I am one of your hosts, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM on Twitter, and I'm joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado and artist extraordinaire, Roshan Warner, at Roro, the host of Large Popcorn and video essayist, the birthday boy, Christian Macias, at ISO Christian.
Nope, that didn't. Oh!
And the Tarkov Teletubby himself, Gage Dempster at Gilbo Biggins. Hello, everyone.
Happy birthday to my boy.
Yeah? Want some birthday kisses?
Birthday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. On birthdays, I give them.
Wait,
pucker up.
Shouldn't you receive them if it's your birthday?
Either way.
Okay.
It's a win for me.
Thank
The
you.
Christian River flows both ways, Christian, or Dan.
Oh, Christian. Wow. I don't even know. What's my name? I don't even know. I'm confused now. Thank
Hold
you.
on. Christian is on timestamps.
To everyone joining us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Just search Podcast PXN. You'll find us there. And twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. The topic of the show this week, guys, is our Modern Warfare 2 campaign impressions. But first, the show always starts with the quick bites. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Guys, the first item on our quick bites today is, are we getting a body cam survival horror game now?
Yes, dude.
We got a little bit of a body cam shooter a couple weeks ago. Now we got a little bit of a look of a body cam style horror game called Paranormal Tales, and it is coming to Steam in 2023, guys. So this is the new PT.
Yeah. PT
No,
for
hold
sure,
on.
yeah.
No, this has nothing to do with PT. This looks nothing like PT. Get out of here. Get out of here, Dan.
It says
scary.
wish list
What?
Paranormal Tales with PT in parentheses. They're definitely playing
you know
it up.
You got me there. You got me there. Look, if you look at the little video too, or the tweet, I suppose, right above wish list on the bottom, it says PT game.
Yeah.
You're onto something, Daniel.
Yeah.
Also, this looks scary as fuck. That jump scare got me.
Oh my god. The one with the woman crawling on
Yeah.
the floor. That got
Bro, you
me
should
for
play
sure.
this.
Oh yeah. This looks like right up my alley. This looks awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
God.
fisheye effect. Like I can't get over how immersive this is. Like I remember seeing it a brief clip on Twitter, and just from like before you press play, I was like, oh, this is gonna be nothing good. And you click on it, you're like, oh, this looks awesome. This looks really cool.
Cool indeed. Our
Indie game
next.
devs
Oh, sorry.
are starting to. No, I'm just impressed by like the quality indie game developers are starting, not starting to, but able to pump out these days. Like this is like really quality stuff that you years ago would not expect out of an indie game.
Absolutely. Things we also wouldn't expect, guys. A Witcher remake has been announced by CD Projekt Red, and it is going to be made in Unreal Engine 5. And this is officially the game that they had already kind of announced, called codenamed Canis Majoris a few weeks ago. So I'm not sure entirely why they didn't just announce this at that time, but very interesting that we're getting a The Witcher 1 remake in Unreal 5. Obviously some great tech behind that, so that'll be interesting there.
Is this warranted?
I think
Probably
it actually
More than Horizon.
yeah.
More than Horizon? Yeah.
I think this actually
If it's true.
is. I don't think the first Witcher game holds up as well as the other ones. I don't know.
It does not, gameplay wise. It's very similar to like the Witchers are actually very similar to like the Mass Effect in that sort of respect, where it's like no matter what, Mass Effect 3 plays the best, right? And then you go back to jump into Mass Effect 1 before the Legendary Edition, and you're just like, oh, this is rough. And Witcher's definitely like that.
When do we expect this, Dan? Before we move on, when do we expect it?
Oh god, it's still probably a long
Put
way
a date on
away.
I dare you right now.
2026. I don't know.
No
Month,
way.
day, week.
That's probably too early.
It's too early? I don't know. It's not CD Projekt making this, granted. It's a, well, they're working with another team that's actually making it.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
then
I
maybe
was going to
that
say
is what it is.
2025. I thought 2026 was too late.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
guess we'll,
the hard for an RPG, the hard work's done. You know exactly what the story is. You know all the quest, like the dialogue branches, all that stuff's already figured out. You're just going in and remaking the assets, redoing the gameplay. I don't know. I think in 2025. 2025.
Here's the actual answer. You guys are both right. It'll get announced for 2025 for fall,
Right.
and then it'll get delayed into January, February 2026.
Of course.
of course. Fool's
course.
Theory is the team that's helping them make this game. So, very interested. Moving on from there, Rocksteady co-founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker are officially leaving the studio, and they want to, quote, have a new adventure in gaming. They said in an open letter, Warner Brothers Interactive president said, with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League nearly finished, they have both decided to leave Rocksteady at the end of 2022 and will begin a new adventure in gaming. So, obviously, those two are very influential over what the Batman Arkham games ended up being, and I guess the jury's still out on what Suicide Squad's going to end up being, but yeah, definitely a big loss for Rocksteady there.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. I also saw people bringing up like the open letter that a bunch of women wrote to like the bosses there a couple of years ago with like the misconduct and racism going on at the studio, and obviously these guys were at the head of that. So obviously that was a while ago. They just wanted an apology. They never got one, but I doubt that this is connected to that. But just a reminder that there was some allegations towards the bosses over there. So who knows if this was like them leaving or being pushed out. It seems like it's them leaving on their own accord, but just as a reminder, just some additional information.
Thank you for that, Roke, because I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a while. I completely forgot about it too, but yeah, I saw it being thrown around today when this story hit.
Perfect. Yes. Well, then maybe this is a good thing for their studio, at least for the culture. Moving on from there, guys. One of Kojima's new games is being called something like a new medium, according to Kojima. He says, it's almost like a new medium. If this succeeds, it'll turn things around, not just in the game industry, but the movie industry as well. What are we going to see from Kojima here, guys?
A new medium. We don't know what we're going to see. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Whatever it is, I'm excited.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Like, how do you do that? God, I can't wait to find out, though.
It's so weird. Kojima's such an interesting man because I hate everything about that. I react with anger when he says it's going to be a new medium. It's like Chris Pratt saying that the Mario voice is going to be like unlike anything you've ever heard. It's like, no, it's fucking not. It'll be really cool, but at the same time, I'm also incredibly excited because it's Kojima.
Kojima gets the pass, absolutely.
Right?
If anybody else said this, I would be annoyed too. Yeah,
I'm still annoyed, but it doesn't stop me from getting excited. Like, he's such a weird person, but he's also a genius.
Don't forget that, like, he is also speaking Japanese, and these things get translated into
Absolutely
direct translations into English. So, like, we don't know like what the actual intent of the actual meaning of the words is behind that, but it's probably something close.
But Christian, it's Kojima, so maybe this is an exact translation. That's the scary part.
This is like when Death Stranding before release, he's like, "You're already playing the game." And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? We're already playing the game. And it turns out he was just commenting on the fact that like how we traverse social media is like through likes.
Right.
What a guy. What a guy.
I fucking
What a
love
man.
it, dude. That Brain, what is it? Brain podcast? That Brain Structure on Spotify. So good.
Subscribe. Moving on here, Callisto Protocol, guys, has gone gold. So of course, Ro, you're ready for this, right? Yeah.
I'm in danger.
There is.
I have an addition.
Oh, sorry.
Tell me, Dan.
Nope. I think you're gonna say what I was gonna say. Go for it.
there's an additional story that came out today regarding Callisto Protocol. I think it was Glenn Schofield that came out and was like, we already have ideas for the sequel. They're just things we didn't get to do. I think he's like, it's a cool world. We tell a cool story. We want to do more cool things in this world. So we're working on. He didn't say we're working on a sequel, but like, they could do that if they wanted to.
Right.
Absolutely. Moving on from there, guys. Discord is finally getting its PS5 integration coming on the way. And this is on the heels of Xbox getting better channel support, which that new Xbox update, way better, by the way, because before you had to join channels on your phone for it to actually join on your console. Now you can just join your channels directly on the console. So way better feature now. So it's really cool that PlayStation 5 is getting this as well. PS4 users will just be able to display the game they're using, so similar to what the functionality is now. But it was really good stuff. Finally, Discord everywhere. Use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yay! Finally.
Heck yeah.
Nintendo's never getting it.
No.
No.
That's true. You still have to
Almost
use like
everywhere.
7 adapters and a mobile app and like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's gotten better since, but like, I don't know if you guys saw that Splatoon 2 graphic like a really long time ago where they just had like a headphone connected to the or to the Wii U, I think at the time, and it was like connected to your phone. It looked like a freaking science experiment. It's insane. Instead of just like I don't know, making a voice system that works on your system. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn it, Nintendo.
What is the word on Bluetooth headphones? Can you connect Bluetooth headphones to the Switch yet?
I believe you can. Yes, I think they were able to figure out that technology.
They were able to figure out that.
Yeah. I think in an update like a couple of months ago, they added that. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Pratt.
What is this Bluetooth technology?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh God.
I have a question.
Oh, here we go.
This is going back to the Rocksteady thing, just real quick. Sort of. Do you remember when writers legit wrote the line, "What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?" You know what I mean?
Oh.
And left that in the movie? 2016 was insane.
Oh man, that movie was so incredibly bad. I almost, it's almost in the category of it's so bad it's good. It's just
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man.
Jared Leto's Joker. Ugh.
Damaged.
Damaged.
Ugh.
In case you didn't know, he's damaged. We want you to know that he's really, really not damaged.
He's not there, yeah. Oh. Anywho. Moving on. There's a free next-gen update for Fallout 4 that's on the way for Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5, and PC, guys. And it is great news to get free stuff. There you go. I don't know.
Enjoy.
Performance mode for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and Creation Club content. I think this kind of is telling how long it's going to be until we get Fallout 5, or if Obsidian makes Fallout New Vegas 2, please do it. But yeah, I think it's going to be many years before the follow-up to this game, so that's why they're kind of like, yep, here's a new update.
Right. The Creation Club part is interesting because it would be really cool. I probably won't mess with this, but it would be really cool if they added the ability to download some of these huge overhaul mods that you see for like Fallout 4, where the animations are completely from like other games and it looks like it plays completely differently. I think that'd be kind of neat if they were to sort of add that. I don't know how expansive the modding is on the console side, but with all this extra horsepower that the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 have, it'd be cool to see if they could capitalize on that, and then it give people a reason to re-download it and get back into it.
Yeah. On the back of that as well, we got a brand new screen of the Fallout series from Amazon Prime, this is our first official screen. We got some leaked ones a little while back, but we got a little vault door opening, and can't wait for this series. I hope it's good.
It looks good, man. It looks really good.
Yeah. Joining
Ro,
us.
your thoughts?
Oh, sorry.
on this picture?
It's a vault.
Sure looks like Fallout.
Sure looks like Fallout. Oh man, I am again. I like you guys with Callisto Protocol. I am happy for you guys. Enjoy this media. I hope they make more for you, but I'm just here. I'm just here. Just here happy for you guys.
I think it's really cool though what they're doing with their set. Is my takeaway.
Set design looks real good.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
mean, the
definitely
fact
seem
that
to be
there's a
doing-
set at all is a really good start nowadays.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Looking at you, Marvel, Ant-Man,
Ooh.
Hey,
Star
wait a
Wars,
minute. Oh.
Mandalorian, fuck all that shit.
everything except Andor. Andor's fucking Andor.
I haven't finished
Yeah,
it
move
yet
on.
still, but you know what good stuff we can get for you, Ro? Black Adam, because you couldn't get enough of him in the movie. You got to get more of him in multiverses. Of course, this is not The Rock's Black Adam coming to multiverses. It's kind of like its own thing, but he is coming. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The Rock
Wilson?
version?
No, it is not
Oh.
The Rock version. Yeah.
But is he coming?
Wait.
Wait, The Rock's version is coming to Fortnite though.
Yes.
Oh
Correct.
right. Okay.
Wait, who's coming?
I'm gonna
Christ,
come.
my goodness.
Oh.
That's, I mean, I'm obviously the Black Adam, the GC hierarchy is changing. We all saw it. We all witnessed it. Congratulations, The Rock. But this is awesome, right? Like, keep adding more characters. This one's not for me, but keep it coming. Eventually there's going to be one that I like, and I'll
Shan's
jump
had
back
to
into
sit the last
multiverses.
4 quick bites out.
How
But yeah,
hard is it? I'm sorry,
What?
bro. I
No, go
interrupted,
ahead.
please.
No,
How hard is it to include Larry David into multiverses? WP owns
Hell
this.
yeah.
Get him in there.
That would be amazing, dude.
Mob
Yeah.
from Mob Psycho? They could add some anime characters in there now.
You can get anyone. They have a wealth of characters, and they choose Black Adam. Enough. Multiverses.
Got to tie into
Oh,
that
man.
fantastic movie, Christian.
We
You
got
know,
that.
get that.
It makes
Did
sense.
anybody go see it?
No.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen it. You know, I didn't
I've
go
seen
pay
enough
for
of
it,
it.
but
No, seen the post-credit scene.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen enough.
Which,
Ridiculous.
I mean, some outlets were sure to spoil that on the internet. You know.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Immediately.
Pretty sure
including
Dwayne himself.
Black Adam did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Adam, literally.
Moving on from Black Adam, guys, creators of What the Golf are making a brand new VR game where you have baseball bats for hands. This looks pretty wild, and I freaking really loved What the Golf. So I'm very interested in this, and I think Christian, you might be as well.
Is What the Golf on VR? Or is that not? I
No,
forget. I think
it
it's
was
just
on iOS.
No, it's the Steam game, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know it was on Steam. It was on mobile first, I think, on Apple Arcade.
Yeah, you're right. I think
Yeah.
it was also on PC as well. But yes, absolutely. As soon as you sent this, I was like, yeah, I put my VR back on the charger because we still also have to play Escape the Backrooms. So
Yes.
I know we keep saying, Dan, when are we going to play? And you say anytime, but legit, when are we going to play?
Anytime, Gage. join us. You know?
Yeah,
Anytime.
this looks great though, dude.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any like kind of objective or you're just kind of just fooling around, but either way, it looks like a silly old time.
Absolutely.
There's nothing I like more than fooling around with the boys, so this sounds perfect.
Big Sam.
Of course. Of course. Moving on. A team of dedicated a dedicated fan has archived over 1,700 PlayStation 2 game manuals in 4K. My goodness.
Insane.
So he's a
Not all
games-
heroes wear capes, man. That's
For real,
incredible,
dude.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I was going through this list today because it wasn't not too long ago that I was actually looking for one of my old PS2 manuals for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, which I remember having in like a cupboard downstairs, and I just can't find it. And I was like, please tell me it's on the list. And it was. So I got to look through that digitally. I would love to have it like manual. I guess I could just print it and just staple it together if I really wanted to. But this is really cool. Like I was looking through the Kingdom Hearts one, just like a bunch of manuals that I just don't have access to. Just going on a nostalgia trip. So this is really cool stuff. Good for them.
better game preservation than
Yes.
Sony themselves.
Ouch.
This rocks. Shout out to this guy.
Hell yeah.
I mean, not really ouch. It's like a jab at like the entire games industry. Like, granted, Xbox is way better than Sony, or sorry, I should say Microsoft. But still, like, unprecedented for just a fan just to go out and 1,700 separate game manuals. Like, imagine the time it took to do this thing.
And
That rocks.
To bring it back to something we were talking about earlier, like Fallout. I remember Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas had awesome game manuals where it's like there was like felt like 30, 40 pages of just going over everything that you could want to know, and like in a way that's still kind of in keeping with the game, where it's not almost is something that you'd pick up in the world. Like, yeah, those were cool. Those, and as a kid, right, you go to the store and you're sitting in the back of the car. You can't play the game yet. What can you do?
Oh,
You can fucking
yeah.
flip through every page of that bad boy and just soak your little sponge.
God, I miss those. Soaking a little sponge, Jesus. God, the Zelda ones were my favorite. I remember opening the Wind Waker box and just going through that one. God, I wish I still had
They
those.
used to be like thick too. Like, oh, the smell of them too. Oh man, I'm going menace mode today. I
Bring
think.
back the video game manual smell,
Yeah,
please.
bring back thick,
Nostalgia.
smelly game manuals.
Heck yeah. Moving on, Creative Assembly, guys, is opening an investigation on allegations of abuse. This comes from the Total War studio asking former employees to share experiences via a whistle-blowing email. In a statement posted to its Twitter account today, Creative Assembly said it was investigating the situation through a third party. In a follow-up tweet, it encouraged other former employees to share experiences via this email address. They go on to say, we recognize how important and often difficult it is for individuals to speak up about these experiences, and we welcome those who feel able to do so. We are dedicated to providing a safe and inclusive environment for our people and ensuring they are heard. It is clear we need to do better. We are investigating this matter through an external party to fully understand what happened. So not good allegations here from Creative Assembly. It seems like they're taking the right steps to try to figure this out and see what happened. So at least get a little bit of applause for that. But hopefully they can do some justice in regards to this investigation.
Right.
Silver lining is that at least it's a former employee. Sounds like the whistleblower is just kind of like, thank God he's gone, just kind of going around giving their thoughts. Granted, you said that we don't know what kind of abuse it was, but it might be bullying, harassment, and other kinds of abuse. Again, as always, this fucking sucks. Industry needs to do better. It probably needs a whole reboot. And it's week after week, a new studio. But like you said, Daniel, it looks like Creative Assembly is backing whatever they need to do to just kind of not revamp, but make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen moving forward. So
Right. Nothing's been solved, but this is definitely progress in terms of how studios respond to this type of thing, because we've seen everything from shutting it down, sweeping it under the rug, to the sort of theater where it's like, oh, we'll launch our own investigation. Whereas now you have a studio encouraging former employees to submit their experiences, and they're hiring a third party. Like, again, not great if whatever's going on behind the scenes, whatever comes out and happens to be true. But in terms of how they're responding, this is good trajectory. It looks like we're kind of slowly but surely heading in the right direction, right? Nothing will change in a night, but this looks like it's, like Dan said, this looks promising in terms of how the studio is responding, in my opinion.
yeah, no, you're on this. Hold on, if I can go as well. Sorry, Rod, I don't know if you're about to go. Legit, that's a good take, because yeah, I mean, I can't help but think about Rooster Teeth recently, which I think we forgot to talk about, but we can bring this up in the conversation now. Like, so many places, like their HR will just like, yeah, just shut it down. Say, it's not that big a deal, sweep it under the rug. But like, at least Creative Assembly is like, no, let's actively pursue more details on this. Let's open up, email everyone, being like, hey, if you have any more information, come forward. Let's be better. So like that, just that on its own, that rocks.
Hell yeah.
Indeed. Moving on from there, guys, another just with 2 banger stories in a row here.
Back to back.
Activision Blizzard has had attempted to dismiss a gender discrimination lawsuit, and that attempt has failed.
Good.
As reported by Axios, the Court of Appeal dismissed Activision Blizzard's claims that the California Civil Rights Department, the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, broke its own rules in its rush to file a lawsuit. An Activision Blizzard spokesperson said the result was disappointing, and the company's opinion on the lawsuit's legitimacy has not been changed. I don't even like Activision. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like, what? I don't.
Here's my take. Eat shit, Activision.
Eat it. No, agreed.
Agreed.
Eat it real good. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, sorry.
That's what I thought too. My mind went. I have potato brain. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Great. All right. Anywho, do better, Activision. Moving on. Age of Empires, guys, got a little bit of an event to celebrate their anniversary, their 25th anniversary, and they announced that Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Empires 4 are coming to Xbox consoles and xCloud in 2023. They also announced that Age of Empires Mobile is coming, a mobile game based on Age of Empires. And they also announced that Age of Mythology Retold is coming. So it's bringing the definitive edition treatment to Age of Mythology, and the game will feature beautiful graphics, updated gameplay, and more. So bunch of Age of Empires stuff, which I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does. RTSs historically haven't done well on console, but it's in Game Pass. Maybe it'll do a little better. I love RTSs, so I don't know. Give us more RTSs.
Which I always forget you're into that.
Oh yeah, love it. Lord of the Rings: Battle for Middle Earth 2. Bring it back. Come on, EA.
I've heard that was amazing.
It was amazing. I freaking loved that game. Oh,
is that available on any platforms?
It's on Xbox 360, so you can play it backwards compatible, I believe. But
okay.
Obviously the online servers are shut off, which you can't play against other players. So yeah, that was so much fun though. I love that. Me and my friend used to play that. We used to make a deal at the beginning of the match, and we'd tell the other team, "Hey, no Russians," like saying no rushing, but we were saying no Russians. So then at the end of the match, when we rushed them, we could say, "No, we didn't say no rushing. We said no Russians." That's a little funny.
That's Dan. It's so hard to not to make age jokes when you say things like this.
I thought it was,
and then you explain it as well.
You know what?
You're so old.
Whatever. Anyhow, you know what else is old, Gage? I don't know why it's old. A new Redfall trailer is old.
Do you know what else is old? This newest piece of information we have.
Yeah. So we got a new look at Redfall. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at this yet, but it definitely looks like an Arcane game. It looks a little zany, a little crazy, a little spooky, a little, I don't know. You in for this, right. Gage? I knew you were.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, Dan. You said, "Did you see it?" And it's like, well, I almost didn't because it wasn't being advertised anywhere. I can't help but notice that like Xbox didn't tweet out anything. Xbox Canada didn't tweet out anything. Like I had to see it from mutuals just retweeting it, and I was like, and it was just Arcane posting it themselves, and I was like, oh, I thought this is just like a exclusive game that we were supposed to be pushing. So that's kind of a little bit worrying, but everything I'm seeing, I'm still digging. I love the vibe. I love the atmosphere. Big fan of Dishonored 1 and 2 and Prey. Like Arcane is, for me personally, they haven't faltered yet. I haven't touched their newest game that it was exclusive to PlayStation. Was it Deathloop? That's it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't played that one yet, but this looks good, man. I was hooked from that trailer. I was fucking, yeah. I mean, it's a bit worrying though. Why not promote it? I don't know.
Well, we say that, and you're right. You're onto something there. Like they should have at least like had a tweet from their own platforms as well. Maybe we'll come in the next few days over the weekend. Who knows? Usually sometimes they'll do that.
I was only thinking like Aaron Greenberg fucking tweets everything. He retweets everything. New controller color. he tweets it. You know what I mean? Like
Xbox boxers, tweet it.
tweet it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, they've been showing off Redfall like at every single like Xbox conference so far,
Sure.
and like they'll keep doing it. If they do something else, like because there's still like no date on it. It just says 2023. Like what month it drops, who knows? So it'll be at something else Xbox. So it'll get more of a marketing push, I think, as it gets closer. But you're onto something there, Gage.
Yeah, I hope I'm not. I really want to like this. Everything that they're saying with the sort of Left 4 Dead meets Borderlands sort of style of gameplay, looter shooter that they're going for, and the vibe, characters seem great. So I hope it's nothing to worry about. But I just can't help but thinking that when I had to go looking for the Redfall trailer.
All right, guys, let's pull up on the side of the road here and load up the deer that's dead into the back of our truck because here we
Whoa.
are in the street meat.
Oh no!
I don't know. Sorry.
That was the best fucking introduction. That was the best and worst thing I've ever heard.
Sorry. First street meat
Hey
item
guys,
here.
let's feast on this fucking dead carcass of a mammal.
You know what?
You guys ready to talk about some video games?
We were just talking about Redfall, which is full of vampires. Maybe the vampires want some of this. Yeah.
True.
Get some street meat. Yeah. All right, here we go.
That was amazing, Dan. That was amazing. I'm sorry I derailed that. That was beautiful.
Bungie appears to be set to revive the Marathon franchise in a new way, according to our friend Tom Henderson. According to sources, Bungie is set to bring back the Marathon series with a new game that will be a 3-man squad extraction-based shooter. The title is in a pre-alpha state, but it could be announced at any point given the industry's competition for talent. Marathon takes place on a planet that was previously home to a human colony that vanished, with humans, now sparse, using customization cyborgs called runners to gather its loot. So this is very exciting. I loved Bungie of that era, so like give us more of this. And the thing is like they've been working on something like this or something Marathon related for a long time. There was the leaked documents when the whole Activision spat was going around, and it had in there that Bungie was able to dedicate, I think, 5% of the studio to a Marathon game, but then they ended up having to pull them off of that project to ship Destiny 2 because Activision's like, if you don't hit this date, we're going to take over your studio, essentially. Apparently that was in their contract, which fuck Activision yet again. But anywho, yeah, this is cool. This is coming back again, and very interested in this. Oh, bro, you got to be pulled in, right? This Bungie.
Yeah. I think it is the Bungie thing. I have no attachment to Marathon, but an extraction based shooter. That's like the Cycle, right? What's an example of an extraction based shooter? Is it like the Cycle?
Tarkov is the big one. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would be down for that. From Bungie, I would be down for that. That would be really cool. Yeah, I'm excited for them to do stuff. As much as I love Destiny, I'm excited for them to branch out and do some other stuff, even if it is reviving an old IP of theirs and not making something new. Well, technically, it's not something new, but not a new IP. Yeah, I'm excited for that in itself, for them to do something different.
And it's an old IP.
Yes,
okay.
It's a game that the franchise they worked on right before Halo.
Gotcha. This everything you said, it sounds exciting to me. Bungie, like as much as criticisms I have against the narrative of Destiny, like their gameplay is like maybe second to none. It feels so good playing a Destiny, like a Bungie game. Yeah. So that in an extraction shooter with the lads. Kidding me? Get out of here. Get out of here. It sounds fantastic.
Heck yeah.
Just to piggyback off of what Christian said, when but how good Bungie gameplay feels. Not only does it feel good, but the thing about Bungie gameplay is it doesn't feel like anything else. Like it does not feel like Call of Duty. It doesn't feel like Halo. It doesn't, like Bungie just has this way, and Halo doesn't feel like anything else. Like they just have this way of, Bungie is extremely talented. I'm very excited. I do just want to warn everybody though. What we're seeing right now is what happened. We're coming up on the Fortnite 2.0, where Fortnite came and then battle royales were fucking everywhere. So Escape from Tarkov is like I would say the game that popularized extraction shooters, or maybe it's based off of Tarkov was the first. I don't know the history of it, but Tarkov is not an accessible game. So Call of Duty has DMZ coming out. Bungie's working on Marathon. I'm going to bet my entire share of Podcast PXN stocks that Naughty Dogs, that the entire share, Dan, that Naughty Dogs multiplayer game is going to be an extraction shooter as well.
We've both been saying this. This is what I said first.
I said it first. Fuck you.
I said this.
You're such a poser.
Go back in time.
Gage just said it, and that was the first time I heard it.
Whoa!
Let's fucking go.
Hold on. I'm literally looking at my receipts on. I'm looking at my receipts on Twitter right now.
Oh
I saw Christian.
No, I believe you, Christian. I believe you.
I don't disbelieve you. Yeah, it's very possible. I don't listen to anything.
Here I am, September 5th. Another day, praying the faction sequel is a persistent world extraction shooter with TLU 2 combat.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
Damn, that's really good that you were able to modify that. That's really good that you got editing turned on for your tweets, Christian.
Right?
Wow.
Well, he does have Twitter Blue, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's actually true.
Twitter Blue.
Wow.
You have 30 minutes to edit tweets. It's been far more than 30 minutes since September 5th.
We're kidding, Christian. Come on.
We're
Hold on,
kidding.
I actually dropped something.
Um,
For Gage right here.
Listen, okay, so yeah,
Shut up.
Christian also agreed. I'm sure that we have agreed on that in the past. What I'm saying is
Oh my God.
what we're heading into is it's going to be everywhere. Extraction shooters are going to be the new battle royale. So everybody get ready for that. Is what is the main point of what I'm saying.
You know, Keurig makes a great point as well. He said PUBG did BR before Fortnite. Like, PUBG was very much the Tarkov of battle royales. It was less accessible than Fortnite. So, like, you're totally spot on. Like, Tarkov is that first experience, and then what's going to be the one that popularizes genre.
That brings it to the casual audience, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it will still be Fortnite on top when it copies the extraction game mode.
Oh,
for sure. Yeah. I'm interested to see how DMZ turns out, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hold on. When does DMZ drop? Is that next month? Sometime in November?
It's not launch. Yeah, so. It's either December or November. I can't remember. They've got two post-launch starts for things.
Heck yeah.
Indeed. You know what else is a heck yeah? PlayStation is building a new studio to work with Naughty Dog on an unannounced game. This has to be Uncharted, right, guys? I mean, we need more Uncharted.
Or is it the Fantasy Project?
You think they're going to team up with them on their next big thing?
Well, we don't know what the studio is. It being built as a support studio?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You have no idea.
I think that's what it was. I don't think it's like a new PlayStation studio. I think it's like a studio made in the hopes of helping Naughty Dog specifically on their next project. I don't think it's going to be like PlayStation Studio announces this blank name here.
It could be like an online component, maybe, if they have like an online team that runs all
Let me just read it here.
Stuff like that.
I didn't get when I read this, I didn't get a clear indication one way or the other. It does say, though nothing is confirmed, hints towards PSS Visual Arts becoming a developer of its own projects instead of supporting others have appeared throughout the last few years. One job listing from 2020 showed the company was hiring for a third-person action adventure game with melee and ranged combat. Could be Uncharted related with that description, possibly.
You know what, Dan? I think you're still wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know anything.
I have no idea. What I get from this is that Naughty Dog's scaling up, and that's exciting.
What was that?
I don't know.
He's trying out new moan noises.
I like Naughty Dog. They get me horny. But yeah. I would bet that their new IP is the fantasy sci-fi hybrid game. But yeah, all signs here point to probably another Uncharted game, which is good. I don't want Naughty Dog working on another Uncharted game. They're done with that. Leave it alone. If someone else does it, sure, fine, whatever. Let Naughty Dog do new things, or TLU things, I guess.
Can they borrow that Naughty Dog engine, please? For that Uncharted game?
What do we know? What engine Naughty Dog is? An in-house engine, right?
It's in house, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not Decima. That's okay. That's
No. Although that is rad that I guess Sony is licensing out Decima to more studios outside of just Kojima Productions. Like I think other people are getting that engine as well. It's a
right.
cool engine.
Absolutely. Can we just get a standardized game engine for everyone? Like
Unreal Engine 5.
I know. I think about how crazy that would be. Get all the fucking best game technical directors and everything in the world all working on one engine that everyone
I see.
uses.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be
that's. I mean, like we're saying though, like that body cam game, that's Unreal Engine 5. That's what indie games can look like.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had, somebody like Naughty Dog working on Unreal Engine 5 or 343 working on Unreal Engine 5. My lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving in to our PXN news of the week, guys. Resident Evil got a little showcase last Thursday. We got a little thread here on that. Their first announcement, or not announcement, but they showed off the Shadows of Rose expansion once more for Resident Evil Village. I'm very excited to play this when it comes out. Loved Village. I think many of us loved Village. Christian, you loved it, right?
I didn't love it, but
Oh,
I thought it was
frick.
great.
Okay. Well, okay. Anywho,
I thought Village was great, Dan.
thank you, Gage. I appreciate it.
But did you love it?
I loved it. I loved it more than I've ever loved anything.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Director Kento Kinoshita explains that Rose wants to remove her powers and therefore has to return to the village. That's the story explanation for her going back. There are new adjustments to Resident Evil Mercenaries, like enemy spawns, for example, that they showed off. Look at the new village third-person mode, which third-person was like the Resident Evil staple before Resident Evil 7 came out. So it's kind of cool to get that feature back. Ethan will look away whenever you try to see his face in third person, which is hilarious. I love that. It's really cool.
Although you can already see his face.
That's true.
Like, there's an animation where like he's like healing himself and he like turns and you can see his face.
I love how much Capcom hates its protagonist. I love it. Even they don't want to fucking deal with Ethan.
True. Maybe he doesn't have a face. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want to hear?
I would have respected them if they just didn't have a face where it's just like black.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Shadow, I guess.
Want to hear a hot take?
Oh.
Yeah.
The Shadow of Rose DLC. The reason that you can only play it in third person is because I think it's the same character model as Ethan. They just swapped out the heads because she's wearing her dad's jacket. I guarantee you that's why. Why can't you play the Resident Evil Village DLC in first person as
Wait,
Rose?
you can't?
You can't. You can only play that DLC in third person.
Oh.
I'm telling you, it's because it's the exact same character model.
But
She's got 40-year-old man hands. I'm calling it right now.
Oh god.
Christian's looking it up. I'm so excited. I'm gonna watch this happen in real time.
We also got a new demo for the third person mode that is coming as well and is available actually now. Or actually, no, it's not. Oh yeah, it is 10/20 and 10/21. I forget what today's date is all the time. Anyhow, we got a new look at RE-Verse, which is their multiplayer game, which I don't think anyone here cares about that, so I'll move past that.
It comes out tomorrow, though, right?
Yes.
No way.
Is it this week? I thought it was this week.
What, RE-Verse?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says there's early access crossplay, but it actually ended today.
Okay, gotcha.
So sorry if you're
that's still not out?
I swear it was. Okay, I'll search it up while you're continuing. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I thought it. Maybe it's just
it comes out on the 28th apparently.
Oh, okay.
Resident Evil RE-Verse. Again, probably none of us are going to play it, but nobody's talking about it. So exactly, like we didn't know this game was coming out. But yeah, it's coming out on Friday.
Yeah,
I could not find any information on if Rose is the same character model, but I am buying into this conspiracy theory.
Hell yeah.
Why not? That's too funny.
Yeah.
And what else is coming October 28th, Village is coming to Mac. We're getting a Mac version. And you know what else is coming October 28th? The Switch version of Village. And it's cloud. It's a cloud version. So
Let's go.
I can't wait to be spooky scared in the bus.
But, guys, the most important part of this Resident Evil showcase, Resident Evil 4 remake got a nice little chunk of gameplay, and this game
looks so good.
So good. I really love like many of the explanations they gave for Resident Evil 4 remake. Like they're saying that they didn't want to take this in the same vein as like Resident Evil 2 remake, where that was more of like a kind of complete remake, whereas this is kind of like they're keeping many of the things that you loved about Resident Evil 4 and just making them better. So like that's fantastic because Resident Evil 4 was already a fantastic game. So I love this stuff. Ganados I don't know how to say that. Ganados have new attacks? I don't know if that's right. But Leon can also parry and fight in close combat. The classic item menu is back as well, where you get to organize it all. The merchant is back as well with a new trade mechanic and more. Woo!
The most interesting thing to me about this whole thing is two things. One is the revamped stealth system, which, obviously maybe through gameplay limitations at that time, like just weren't able to do it. I think it's going to be really exciting to traverse RE4 now with a stealth mechanic, and it's going to make the game insanely scarier. A lot of those. There's one moment I'm thinking of that's going to be really freaking scary in with this remake. And the other thing is that they redid the parry. The knife mechanic is like a parry as well, which is going to make for really cool encounters. This game looks freaking great, dude. I can't wait. Capcom setting the bar for remake games, in my opinion. Like it's the gold standard. So good.
It was not long ago that we were cursing Capcom, like what, 10 years ago or 8 years ago, however many years ago, and now they're just doing God's work.
Yeah.
Moving into the next news of the week item, God of War Ragnarok has some new previews that have come out, and we also got to look at their graphics modes that they're going to have at launch. They have a 4K 30 FPS locked resolution mode, and then they have a 60 frames per second locked performance mode. Of course, that's standard nowadays. They also have a favor resolution mode with high frame rate on, meaning you have to have 120 hertz TV that's compatible, or monitor that's compatible, and that will play at 4K 40 FPS, very similar to Last of Us Part 1 that has that mode as well in there that I actually played on and enjoyed. So that's cool. And there's also a favor performance mode that has high frame rate on, which is the 120 hertz mode as well, with a 120 hertz display that is targeting 120 FPS. I don't think that's correct though. I don't know why that's in there, because
that is correct. That's been repeated a bunch. They're mad lads.
120 FPS or 120
FPS, both together to give you smooth gameplay.
Is that right?
That is right.
Oh,
that's what they're trying. I don't know how that's going to work because the game.
Because I thought originally there was people coming out saying 120 FPS, but then they corrected themselves saying it's 120 hertz display. I don't know. I would be shocked if this is 120, but that would be awesome if it is.
That would be a really cool mode for some of the more like the what is it? What's the stupid name for it? The lava region in the first game, where it was kind of like this like roguelike arena and it was super sweaty. I think it'd be super cool if they added an option where it's like there's a disclaimer where it's like, hey, your game's gonna look like shit, but if you want the best reaction times and like sweat mode, this is that mode. That would be really cool. But I mean, yeah, maybe it is a typo. I saw this going around and I didn't see any corrections, so I could have totally missed that. But
I did look in the article further. It says mostly around 90 to 100 FPS so far is what they say.
Okay, so it's an unlocked frame rate.
Yes,
pretty much, right? 120 hertz unlocked, so you could potentially get 120 frames.
Yep.
Either way, that's fucking cool.
Oh yeah,
that's really
insane.
Cool.
Yeah. It's also like primarily made as a PS4 game. You know, that's being upscaled, I guess, to PS5.
True.
So like,
Very true.
to get the advantage there for performance. I'm excited for this game. I've muted everything, especially after like accidental leaks of the climax of the story. I'm like, nope,
We should.
don't need to know anything else. Yeah. We should what?
I was gonna say we should just let people know if you're really excited for this game, definitely do what Christian did and mute the spoilers are going around.
That sucks. That's especially there's like a highly anticipated game like this to get spoiled, like, and on accident too. Like that's terrible for the devs. Like that's shitty. But I don't. There's so many options for me. I don't know what I'm gonna be playing at. Legit, I don't know.
You've got so many choices.
Yeah.
Bro, you gonna play this? Of course you are.
Yes. Me? Am I going to play this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't have to choose between so many because my monitor doesn't support half of these. So I could just like pick the one that works.
Right.
So that's good, but also not good at the same time. But yeah, I'm super excited. Cannot wait. We're going to get to the games that we're playing, and there's a reason I'm really excited because yeah, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for this game, dude. I was watching some of the trailers today. God, they're so cool.
Refuse.
It's so cool. And the reviews, the impressions, everybody loves this freaking game, man. I can't wait.
It's exciting. I think I saw I don't want to say what happens in the trailer because Christian's not watching it. I stopped watching the trailers at a certain point, probably about. I'm not saying it, Christian. You handsome devil. But no, yeah, I'm on blackout. I'm not reading the reviews or the impressions. I'm so excited. Did anybody else snag the custom controller?
Did not.
Nope,
Ooh.
absolutely not.
Dude, it looks so good. What are you talking about?
If I'm gonna buy a new controller, it might be the that super expensive $200 Pro controller.
Oh, that makes
I would
much more
maybe
sense.
do that one,
Yeah.
Also, Christian, I just want to note I'm on your side on that. I am going dark as well because
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
yeah. Because
he's gonna say, yeah, my controller sucks, right?
No.
Well, no, because Dan hates
Dan
two-tone.
didn't get it. Blue and
Yeah,
white.
He hates
Come on.
two-tone.
yeah, I'm not a
right,
huge fan of
right.
that.
That's true.
Yeah, but anywho,
But yeah, I did the same. When Christian posted his list of words to mute, I did the exact same thing right after. It's like, you know what? That's a good idea. Doing that right now.
absolutely.
Nice.
Did you like my list? How Wordle used to be one of them that was my muted.
Oh Jesus,
God.
That was a time. That was a
Yes,
time on Twitter. My God.
that was this year.
Yeah. Wow.
it was like a lifetime ago. You know what doesn't feel like a lifetime ago? Ro, Sonic Frontiers previews are hitting. How excited have you been for Sonic Frontiers, Ro? And has these previews swayed you one way or the other? I'm assuming you've seen them, of course.
Yeah. I've taken a look at them. Yeah, they seem to be pretty positive for the most part. People have been bringing up a bit of performance issues with the game, which unfortunately were there the first time people previewed it. So they did mention that things were fixed, but there's still a lot of pop-in and some other things that shouldn't be there. So that's kind of disappointing that it isn't quite there yet, because I think the game has gone gold since these previews have come out. So of course they're still working on it. There's day one patches. Those things still exist. So when a game goes gold, it really isn't completely done. But I'm still super excited for this. Most of what I'm reading is stuff that is working for me. The moment-to-moment gameplay seems to be enjoyable. It's a Sonic game, so there's a couple of strange decisions still, but I'm still very excited for it because the people who like these types of games are liking it, so I'm excited for it.
I think my most disappointing thing from it, Ro, was the pop-in. Like the visual pop-in is really noticeable, and I feel like that's a casualty because of the Switch. Like it feels like that it's being held back from the Switch being a platform. But
yeah, it is really disappointing, and I if that's the reason, because it's annoying at this point. Like I love the Switch, but I really hate that it's holding back a lot of different games from reaching their full potential because they're available on PlayStation 5, and I want to get the best experience there. Yeah. And just because it's available on the Switch too doesn't mean that I shouldn't be getting a good experience on my freaking $700 system. So yeah.
I will say, Road.
Jesus, Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah. God damn.
Wait, your Switch was $700?
No, my
PS5.
PlayStation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but you got the bundle right with included with the game.
It did, yeah. Came with her, right?
Yeah.
Did they force you into buying a controller as well, Ro?
It came with it actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it off.
Wait,
of
so you have 2
GB.
controllers?
I do. My next one is it's still in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Still in
bought
the
it off.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it was like MSRP, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
God, too.
crazy.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked.
I have a note on Sonic. I watched the final IGN preview for a couple of minutes, like 3 minutes, and I don't know, man. I felt bored watching that open world. I don't know. Something about it like felt really. Something about it
Bland.
feels off, a little uninspired.
Hmm.
I can't put my finger on it. So like, I'm gonna really just keep my eye on the pulse of like what everyone else on Twitter is saying, especially Euro. Because if the game feels good to play, then maybe I'll check it out. But otherwise, it might be a pass for me.
There's definitely a couple of like that specific island was like, wow, this looks super boring. Like, what is this? This is like just a plain gray rock. It's like nothing on here is exciting. So I'm hoping other environments are more exciting, or there's more to explore here that they just didn't show off. But yeah, there's a couple of environments that just look like they should, I guess, feel right at home on the Switch. Like that, if this is a Switch exclusive, like that's an environment that makes sense there. But it's not a Switch exclusive. It's on everything. So yeah.
All right, guys. Let's jump into our fantasy draft check-in. Bayonetta 3 reviews have hit, and it is doing very well, sitting at an 89 on OpenCritic right now. So, did somebody pick this up?
I did.
There you go,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
That's 19 points out of your. Or wait, math. How do I do math? 19.
How does
yeah.
math work?
Okay, yeah, 19. So yeah, Rose quietly building a list that is very good, guys. Like, you guys kept saying that I was gonna win. Look at Rose
God
points
of War
right
comes
now.
out in 2 weeks. It does
We're
not matter.
doomed. We're doomed.
Look
Yeah.
at his list. He's got look at all the double digits he has.
You have a game on there, I think, with 20 points or 30 points.
No, that's Christian.
Oh
Yeah, I
yes,
was gonna
Christian
say
has
Elden
Elden Ring, right. That's
Yeah.
where I saw it. But still, you have a consistent amount of double digits on your thing that I think it'll be hard for us to catch up. But fingers crossed that Sonic somehow gets a freaking 90.
It might. And if that happens, I'll get a ton of negative points. So
Yes. That's
yeah.
my only hope, honestly. is Sonic doing good.
That's true. You can get it from both sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
edge.
That's
Yep.
right. Shame about like the story though. That's supremely disappointing for Bayonetta 3.
Oh,
It seems to be consensus that the story is disappointing. But
Oh.
I mean, as always, Platinum gameplay is S tier. So
how's the voice acting?
I don't
Just
know.
kidding.
I didn't read anything on that.
I'm just kidding.
I was watching a review on it. I was watching Skullup's review, and he was saying that he didn't notice a difference between Jennifer Hale and
Really?
Helena
was the-
Taylor.
yes, Taylor. And then right after he said that, he played a clip of Bayonetta. And I was like, no, I can absolutely tell the difference. Like it's not completely different. Like she's doing a great job. Like it sounds like a Bayonetta voice, but you could absolutely tell the difference. And I'm sure other people will be able to look past it. I could look past that, but you could absolutely tell the difference for sure.
Right.
It's not a 1-for-1.
My friend got really mad at GameStop because he had pre-ordered the like special edition where it gives you like the not hard case. What is the
Steelbook.
Yeah, it comes with steelbooks for all 3 of the games, so you can put like if you had the other 2 games, you can put them
That's
into like
cool.
a yeah.
That's fucking cool.
And GameStop canceled his order. They had trouble with his card, and so he called them back and like, okay, let me give you a different card. And they just canceled his order like point blank. It's like, well, didn't you still order like for inventory? Can I not get
is it not
the
still
game
in
that
the
I
store?
pre-ordered? And they're like, no. I'm like, wow, that's GameStop. You suck.
GameStop does suck. Let me tell you a little trade secret. As somebody who worked there, it sucks.
Mm-mm.
Christian, in the next check-in here that I totally didn't forget, Signalis, I think that's how you say it, maybe. I don't know. Signalis reviews have hit, and it is sitting at 81 on OpenCritic, which is that's admirable. Admirable. You want to tell us about
Shut
that
up,
game?
Dan. Yeah, I will. I am so excited for this game because everything about it seems to be like a game of the year contender, and it's everything that I look for in in games, especially indies, where like I am like intellectually challenged with its themes and its messaging. A lot of praise for it. People are calling it their game of the year. I almost gave Citizen Sleeper my game of the year weren't for Elden Ring being fantastic. This could be a contender. Praising it, it is a smart survival horror that does something unique with its storytelling to push it beyond just a PS1 inspired horror game. I can't wait. Hopefully, Ro joins me in trying this game as well. Game Pass tomorrow.
Yes, even though it's a horror game, I said I'm going to absolutely try this game. One, because Christian said it's awesome, and he hasn't steered me wrong since Citizen Sleeper and many other games as well. So I'm definitely going to try this game for sure. It looks awesome. I love this style. Even though it's horror, it looks cool. It looks really cool. So I'm going to try it. Game Pass, so
Heck yeah.
Don't have to worry about anything.
Thank you, Phil.
Can I just ask? I'm very confused right now because it's showing a score already for Modern Warfare 2, and it's showing a 73. And I'm looking at OpenCritic and it says 17 critic reviews. Are they not including multiplayer in this? Like, what's going on with that?
It's a bummer if
yeah,
that would be really unfortunate if that's the case, because multiplayer servers are not live yet.
Which like IGN's reviews on here 6 out of 10, but that was only the campaign. So like, how does that work? Like,
maybe it'll get updated when the multiplayer comes out, hopefully.
Yeah.
One would hope so.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise, Christian's not starting off too good with Modern Warfare 2's score here.
Whatever.
Anywho, we'll see what happens.
I've already conceded anyway.
It comes out in 2 days officially, so we'll see what happens. And Sonic Frontiers coming up very soon now.
Oh my God.
God of War.
So excited.
There we go. All right. Moving in to PXN's best of. I haven't even looked at this yet, guys. So
I did.
You did? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Who's in the lead here?
Take a look yourself.
Okay. Let me look it
Tell
up
us, Mr.
here.
Host.
Podcast PXN on Twitter. And we've got a tie. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. How did this happen? I looked earlier today and like there was Resident Evil 4 was still up, but it is a tie between Dead Space and Resident Evil 4.
You're swinging the votes. Christian, you're swinging the votes.
I did nothing.
You did. This fucking birthday boy called up all his friends and said, if you really love me and you really want to give me a good birthday present.
Wow.
Here's what I did today. I got up, I went to the coffee shop, and then I went to the bar to watch the Liverpool Champions League game, and then I went to the gym, and then I came here. I've had no time. I did nothing.
It was I think the meme helped. Like I also listened to Christian. I listened to you, even though I didn't think that you were the first one to say what Gage was talking about earlier. I forgot. I already forgot what it was.
Bro.
I listened to you.
Move on.
I listened to you, and I remember that you said, the best time to retweet something or tweet something is in the morning time. So I was like, I know, okay. So I retweeted your tweet this morning.
Wow.
I'm not saying it's because of me.
Legend.
But he's saying it's because of him.
I'm saying it's because of
Well, legend.
But it was probably because of that meme, because that was a great meme that you added to your Dead Space.
Did you like that one?
Tweet there. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Now we're in a position, Christian, where do we go to the coin flip again? Because we know how that
who's
worked
RE4?
last time.
Who's RE4?
Who do you think? Who do you think's for RE4?
It's you, isn't it? It's you. Legit, I think RE4 should probably win over Dead Space. Is my take, but I'm gonna fight for all the marbles anyway. So you should do something, right?
Okay.
I've been watching The Last Dance.
Okay.
The ESPN Netflix documentary on Michael Jordan, and it follows them during the 1997 through 1998 NBA Final series. And in NBA, they do a best of 7. So here's what we're gonna do, Dan.
Okay.
We're gonna Rochambeau it.
Oh my God.
Rochambeau.
Best of 7.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
How are we gonna do that over Discord?
With nothing but our wit and our will.
Well, first of all, no wits to be found in this entire Discord right now. Secondly, there's going to be a delay. Somebody's going to pause. There's going to be issues.
There's going to be
there's going to be a whole fucking thing again.
It might be
okay.
We can try it, but I don't know how
How
well
about
that'll
this?
work.
Everybody says what they're.
Yeah.
Christian, are you saying that you would give it to RE4?
Okay, if I'm gonna like take off my horse in the race, like outside of this vote, I would probably say RE4
It's definitely RE4.
is the
It's-
better
Wow.
deserves to be best of horror game. But like, come on,
That's
Dan's
fair.
gonna win again.
That's fair. No, that's true. That's true. Dan's already. Yeah.
Hey, I
You
can't
don't
help
get
that
bonus points just because you're a senior citizen. Like, we gotta.
I can't help that I pick good games, guys. I can't.
I would
help
honestly
it.
give it to RE2. I would give it to RE2 remake over RE4.
I would give it to
personally,
RE2 remake as well, but you swung the
Yeah.
votes, so that didn't happen.
but- Dan, whatever you think is fair. If you want to share your screen and play like one of those like little videos where like doot doot doot. I don't know.
Rashan's doing something clever. Oh no, he's not.
Or we could have a third party say rock paper scissors instead of us. It's Gage saying it,
Okay,
which
I
would
like
put us
that.
on the same.
Yeah, we
I'm
can try.
involved.
We can try. Is
right,
it
ready?
just one?
So let's do a test. I'm not gonna do any. I'll just do my pen. As
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, God. That didn't work.
I'll close my eyes. I'll close my eyes.
Okay, we'll tell you
Well,
when
yeah,
to open your
'cause
eyes,
that's-
I guess.
Okay. How about
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I'll just turn around.
Chris is peeking.
No, I'm not. Hold on.
Just turn
This is the
around.
stupidest fucking thing.
Turn around and then
Oh,
have
no.
one of them tell us which one to pick.
Do you guys both have a whiteboard?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I can use my.
Why?
No,
I
I
have
don't actually
multiple.
get whiteboards. I was fucking joking.
No, you could write your pick and then we both reveal, right?
Oh, that's true. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
That's a good
well,
idea, Gage. You know, you have them occasionally.
Yeah, apparently every now and again.
Christian's already blindfolded. We can't do this.
All right. I'm ready to go.
Okay, ready as wait. I thought we were writing it down. I just wrote mine down.
Dan, just write it down. Let him have a special moment.
Okay, all right.
Ready?
Yeah.
In the
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay,
Oh.
Dan, you show
wait.
us your-
Oh,
wait,
I'm
no,
showing
other
the wrong
camera.
camera. Sorry. Rock always
Okay.
wins, is what I put. So,
okay, you both did
You-
rock then.
Okay, you
Oh.
both did rock.
Of course that would happen.
shit. All right. Well, let me change
Dude,
this.
Christian looks like a Hallmark vigilante right
He
now.
looks like Daredevil when he first
Yeah, he does.
became. Yeah,
Okay.
incredible.
Dude, I'm actually kind of getting attracted to Christian right now, dude. Dude, look at those shoulders.
I'm Daredevil. My ass remains unwhooped.
All
Did you
right,
write yours down, Dan?
I've got it. Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, there.
Dan?
Oh, he did paper this time, so Dan won.
Dan
All right, that's
won.
one for Dan.
Okay.
We're doing 7 of these?
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
it's best of Where's my mic? Best of
Music-
7. So first to 4.
I'm so sorry to podcast listeners everywhere, because this is
My
There
goodness.
you go.
Okay.
All right. Best of 7. Jesus fucking Christ.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, no, we can't do it like that. What is that?
Go.
Give me the tempo. Give me the tempo.
Okay.
Rock,
Christian-
paper, scissors, go.
Christian, it doesn't even matter. I have it written down.
But he didn't see it. Only
Yeah,
me and
just
Gage
pick
saw
Okay,
it.
one.
what is it, Dan? What is it?
Rock. Yeah, you can pick anything.
Yeah, it's
Just
rock. Okay,
Pick
so
yours.
it's,
Yeah. Rock, paper,
both rock.
scissors, shoot. Is it rock? Are you choosing rock?
no, Dan chose rock.
Is Christian also choosing rock?
Yeah, look at him. He's fucking standing there like
Okay.
This is a disaster.
Christian. Oh my good lord.
Ready to go again?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go again.
Fucking Bill.
I
Rock,
don't even know what's happening.
Oh my god.
Scissors, shoot.
Yeah, you're both
Both of you
scissors.
scissors again.
Oh my god, this is painful. You know what? I
Give it-
give up. Dead Space
It's not
can
that
win.
bad. No.
That
Why don't you
Space
just
Kid
keep
wins.
going? Literally, just keep going. Just keep going.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay, Dan won
Dan's
again.
got another point. Only
right.
16 more to go.
Ooh. Let's go.
Lord. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay,
Christian
Christian, you
wins.
won that one.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
So it's 2-1.
Rock. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, Dan,
Dan
won
gets
that
another
one.
one. Let me just do up a score
3-1.
sheet real quick.
Ooh, 3-1, 3-1. Oh, I gotta win 3 in a row. I gotta win 3 in a row.
God.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Christian, you won that one.
Yeah.
2-2.
2-3. 3-2, right?
Yeah, 3-2.
Is it?
3-2.
Yeah,
3-2,
Dan
guys.
with 3, I'm with 2.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yep.
Christian, you won that one too.
Yep.
So is it 3-3?
3-3.
Oh boy.
Right here.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You
Oh,
both chose
we're
paper.
both paper. I thought I was gonna
my
get
heart,
you with
my
the
heart.
3 times.
Let's go.
Okay. This is it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, Christian chose.
Oh, sorry, Christian.
Christian, you lost it. You chose rock.
Oh,
Chose rock.
hard fought. Hard
God.
fought.
That ended up being really, really tight. I'm glad we continued
Oh,
with
so
it.
tight.
Oh
I got
god.
adrenaline because of this.
But ultimately, Dan has won again.
I can't believe this. Like, you guys were supposed to team up on me. And then I'm looking at the polls. 29% voted for Resident Evil 2 remake and 35. You guys were supposed to combine your votes. What happened? You were
I don't
supposed to
know.
take me down.
I don't know.
Whatever.
This proved to be harder than I thought.
You have to go another month with Dan thinking he's king shit again. God damn it.
Oh god. All right. Enough of best of. That was entertaining. Listen.
Congratulations, Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
You deserve it.
best.
Does
You
Dan?
do deserve it.
Yeah.
Deserving winner. Honestly,
Deserving
this is
PT.
probably the one category where all three of them, there's some like sort of I can get behind all three of them. We've had a couple of months here where I'm like, listen, all right, Christian with your stupid Elden Ring pick, get the fuck out of here.
I still lost.
It's true. Everyone lost to me though. So
Oh, here we go.
moving into what you got for me. I've been playing Modern Warfare 2, but I'll save my thoughts for the topic of the show, so I'll pass it along here. Ro, what you got for me?
Yes. I've been replaying God of War 2018, and it has been awesome. It's been long enough that I've forgotten some things, but not so long that I don't know when a super hype moment's about to come, and I'm getting excited. It's like, oh boy, we're getting to the dragon fight. Let's go! And yeah, it's so good. It's such a great game. I'm so excited for Ragnarok. I hope I'll be able to finish it by the time Ragnarok comes around. I could just go right into it. I've heard that the story picks up like right after the events of or the end of 2018, so it'll be really cool to just like transition into the next game. So I'm hoping to do that. And we everybody has said it. This is the most tired thing, but the stranger fight is so freaking good. Both of them. The first one is incredible, but the second one as well is just as good. But when the stranger's like, it's my turn, and he just like Kratos goes flying. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And that reveal when he's like, I'm not feeling any of this is so hype. I just love it. Such a good game. And I cannot wait. The combat is so much fun, so satisfying. Yeah, can't wait for Ragnarok. And I finally rolled credits on Cyberpunk 2077. I decided to go back and play both endings that I was that were available to me. I found out that there's like 6 other endings that are possible, but based on my path, I was 2 were available to me, and I'm pretty happy with my endings. It was really cool. But yeah, I'm happy that I got around to it eventually because I did really end up enjoying it. I think it's a really good game. So I wish that they launched it this way because it would have been better for everybody. But yeah, I'm excited for the next Cyberpunk game after playing this now. Yeah.
You know what, Ro? Do you still have your PS4?
I don't actually.
Oh, well.
Why?
I was gonna say.
Oh,
I was gonna say
Boot it
something.
up on there.
No, I was gonna say something stupid like you could have one take God of War where you literally finish God of War 2018 on your PS4 while Ragnarok started on your PS5. You just grab your controller. It's still one take. Boom.
That's beautiful.
I
That'd be
mean,
good.
That's amazing.
That'd be smart. Yeah.
uh,
Did we
My-
all?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
My desire is that God of War Ragnarok, if they do one take thing, they do the thing where like in Dead Space where all menus are or I guess like are on Kratos' body or whatever. And not
contextual.
like there, thank you. Contextual. Yeah. It's my dream for Ragnarok.
That'd be pretty cool.
Really
Were we all as shocked as me when we realized that Baldur was voiced by the wimpy guy from Saving Private Ryan? I had no idea.
Oh,
What?
The
No.
wimpy guy
had
from
no
Saving
idea.
Private Ryan.
Yeah, the guy that like is like the coward at the end.
where he's like,
You know what I'm talking about?
he goes up against the
Yeah, yeah.
stairwell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Baldur.
Yeah.
That's Baldur. I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking like.
I didn't know that.
That blew my mind.
Mange. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that blew my
that's
mind.
cool.
It's a deep cut there.
Just all that just to say that yeah, you're absolutely right. Fucking the first Baldur fight scene is I don't give a shit. It's like the Dark Knight. Like, yeah, it's annoying, but it's still a good movie. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna say it. Sorry, it's good.
It's
I don't
good.
give a
That's
shit
why
if you're
everybody's
tired
saying
of,
it.
I don't give a shit if you're tired of hearing about the Baldur fight. It's fucking good.
God.
I know this is a tire thing as well, but yeah, that fight off a gummy. Like,
Another
no,
level.
legit. My friend had started it like a couple hours before me, and he's like, "Hey, trust me, just
Just do it.
hit up that Mary Jane and start the fight. Just trust me, play the first hour." And he did not do me wrong. It's incredible.
And the sound, the score, everything. You know what I mean? Like it's just God of
Yeah.
War 2018 is a
Top
very
notch.
special game.
He didn't do you wrong, but he did you right. Christian, what you got for me?
Modern Warfare 2, but we'll get into that in talk of the show.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
Gage, what you got for me?
Modern
that was
Warfare
great.
2, but we'll get into that when the top of the show. But also, I rolled credits on Last of Us Part 1 remake, or Part 1, I guess it's just called. And just in case you're wondering, it's still a fucking amazing game. So really great. I actually surprisingly, it's funny with all this Gotham Knight stuff because I wasn't here to talk about it, but I was kind of like really disappointed with the performance options in that game. But I did play The Last of Us in quality mode because holy fuck, when the cutscene ends and the gameplay starts, you're literally playing as the same character model. It's absolutely insane.
It rocks.
It's insane. I would just stop the amount of time I spent in photo mode versus the actual amount of pictures I took is like such a huge gap. I would just stop the game and just look at things. But I do want to echo it's because I saw this on Twitter and I was like, really? That can't be true. But I had a shit ton of bugs with this. I don't know if you guys ran into this as well. I had an app like way more than I remember with the original game. Falling through the floor, like not being able to press prompts and continue the mission, having to like close the game and reopen it.
I had 0.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I usually don't have issues, but yeah, this game was pretty buggy. But like when it was playing properly, it was an incredible experience. So that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Cool game, huh?
Interesting. Cool.
Pretty neat.
No one has ever said that game is good.
Pretty
before,
neat.
For us.
No, I said that first.
Appreciate
Christian,
It's
you said
underrated.
it-
Yeah.
Christian, you said it after me.
Shut
I
up!
said it
Stop!
first.
Stop!
All right, moving into the topic of the show before you guys kill each other. Modern Warfare 2 campaign impressions. Before we get to those, though, Ro, I apologize so much for you for this segment because you haven't
It's
played
okay.
Modern Warfare 2.
It's okay. I when it's appropriate, I do have a question for you guys about.
How
it,
about
though.
right now?
Tell us now.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as Dan hinted, Call of Duty never something that I'm really into. It's like I've tried them. First-person shooters aren't my thing usually. I do like stories in games, so if it's that good, then maybe I would play it. But is there anything that you guys could tell me to possibly sell me
No.
on? No, I didn't think so.
Not on campaign.
Yeah.
Not
No?
on
Okay.
campaign. I would say to Ro, because I was actually thinking about this, because I was like, maybe Call of Duty can be the game that all four of us squad up in. Not yet, but I want to see how extensive the Spec Ops and the raids are, because that does sound
Yes.
like it could be up our alley. You can play that in third person or first person, and it's like PvE cooperative. The raids are supposed to be like Destiny raids where you have to do a bunch of like different missions in an open world map. So that could be something.
And
But as of right now,
Dude.
you'd play the campaign once and you'd be like, that was pretty okay, and then or that was good.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
everything
We'll get
everything
into
that I'm seeing about it is like just seems so like
It's not worth it for right now. No, but
yeah.
Although we say
Could
this,
be.
like Gage is onto something because that gameplay in the campaign itself,
Yes.
whatever, the story, whatever. But that gameplay, the guns themselves, fuck, they're really fucking good. They
Yep.
feel so good and they feel so unique. Yeah, the shooting rocks in that game.
it's
Now,
amazing.
I will contrast you and Gage a little bit because I know you guys are pretty much on the same wavelength from the campaign. I loved the campaign, but like knowing that campaign is literally it's Call of Duty. Like if you've played any Call of Duty in the past, it's no different really. Like it's big action sequences and crazy explosions, and it's not really.
It feels like diet Modern Warfare, to be honest.
It's like best of Call of Duty. Not even.
Well, I want to let Dan finish before I go.
I know what you mean.
Dan's was not something.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just saying like that's why I was telling you, Ro, I don't think you would be interested because if you've played the other ones before, or if you've seen the other ones before, it's not really any different than those in my eyes, in terms of like what it actually is, the campaign is, but like. The visual spectacle of it is what I love about Call of Duty. So like I don't play Call of Duty campaigns for their stories. There's probably not, I could count on one hand the stories of Call of Duty games that I've enjoyed, but it's that visual spectacle, the action sequences, the cool stealth missions, like those things are what gets me excited about a Call of Duty campaign. And like you said, Christian, the gameplay is really good. So that kind of draws me in as well. And like this game is actually a lot harder, I feel like, and Gage, I think you mentioned this as well, than previous Call of Duty games. I was playing on normal and I was dying a lot. And so yeah, I had a good time with it though. But I know you guys have similar thoughts to each other on what you guys
I had them first, but yeah, we have similar thoughts.
Gage, actually I do want to hear Gage's thoughts first anyway. So it works out this one time.
Visual spectacle I can't disagree with. But Christian, you saying that it feels like Modern Warfare Light, Call of Duty Light, I kind of think I know where you're going with that. Is that like I enjoyed the campaign all the way through. I do think that it's much more, the pacing is much better in the second half of the campaign. Like my biggest problem was that I actually was maybe 4 or 5 missions in. I was starting to get worried. I was like, I'm not liking this at all. And I'm seeing lots of hype. Like, I'm really worried I'm not going to like this. And then I don't consider this spoilers. So I'm going to say it's not spoilers. There's 2 themed missions that you have back to back right in the middle of the campaign. They're both the same sort of thing.
Yes.
And after that point, I felt like the campaign got a lot tighter. But before that, I was really like, and I'm not a big fan of those themed missions too. So the fact that I had 2 of them back to back, I was like, I'm really not liking this at all. But the second half saved it. In terms of gameplay, I don't know if this is where Christian was going to go with it. But the problem that I have with this and what it keeps it from being like an 8.5 or a 9 or like a really great game in my mind is that when I completed it and I was like, cool, I played it on hardened. I usually play them on veteran just to get through, but I was like, this game's fucking ridiculous. I'm not playing this on veteran. But I'll usually play it through on the hardest difficulty just for like a fun challenge. And then I'll go back and replay like on the lower difficulty just to have fun with it and, admire things and dick around and all that stuff. But I was thinking of missions to replay, and like in a lot of the missions, I was like, there's a lot of filler in a lot of these missions. Like I'm not talking stealth sections. I'm talking like either walking and talking or fucking directing somebody through a fucking CCTV camera, which is the least fun thing you could possibly do.
I can't believe they brought it back. I can't believe it.
Like, that's not fucking fun. That's not a set piece. I hate that. I would rather just follow that person around. Just let me follow him around and turn it into a stealth mission. There was just so many, and then there were certain parts where you thought you were going to have a fun time and it didn't. Specifically in the second last mission, it's a coordinated strike, so it's bouncing around from a bunch of different people's perspectives throughout the mission, and it bounces to this one guy who gets into an attack helicopter, and you're like, "Fucking hell yeah!" And then it just cuts back to somebody else in a van, and I'm like, "There's not even like a chopper gunner mission. Like what? Like I don't know. It felt very subdued. Like they were trying to be realistic at the expense of like, well, no, this is still at the end of the day a Michael Bay movie. Like make it fun and over the top. I felt like it was just, yeah, I felt like there was a lot of filler. And aside from a few really cool missions, like Alone, everybody loves Alone. I think it's a great mission. The Cartel Mansion mission was fucking awesome as well. But even that mission was like fucking 10 minutes long. Like it was, and then it was done.
Yeah. If I can jump in.
Yeah.
I think their problem is that they're stuck between 2 places of where they needed this game to go and they couldn't choose one. They're stuck between what everyone has been comparing Modern Warfare 2019? 18?
Yep. 2019.
2019, like with the Catherine Bigelow-esque kind of story, and the also old Michael Bay-esque kind of games from
Right.
beforehand. There's somewhere in the middle, and like there's tension there because like the story structure of the actual missions just fall flat a lot of the time. Like I was thinking about as visually as impressive as Amsterdam looks, what is that mission? I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like if you break it down, it's like 5 minutes long, and you move on to the next thing. And it's like
Right.
these constant things where like the pace is just taken out of it, and like I'm having fun in the moment, like it's cool. But when I think about it, there's like no real mission that I would really want to go back to and replay. When I think of the highs of the other games, I think of like obviously All Gillied Up. I think about even 2019 has a Clean House, which is fantastic. I love to replay that game, that mission.
Right.
Is there one that I want to replay right now from this one? No, because other games have done it better. Even the one that's like, the Uncharted 2 inspired mission.
I think we can say
Uncharted
mission
4.
names. I think mission names are fine. I think we can say mission names.
Hellfire or something. I forget what it's called. I can't remember the name of the mission.
I also can't remember the name. I was like, yeah, say mission names. I don't fucking remember.
If I say the highway mission, will you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
that went on for way too long.
It was too long. Uncharted has done it better. It started off strong, but like,
But then it went on for like another 40 minutes. And like you said, some
Yeah.
missions are 5 minutes. And it was like, I thought that was cool. And then by the end of that mission, I was like, I didn't ever want to do this again. Like you've killed it.
Yeah.
You've overstayed your welcome.
I would.
Oh,
and-
but never mind. That is a story spoiler. Never mind.
Yeah,
You know what I was
well-
excited for. You know what I was excited for. You know what I was going to
Yeah.
see in this. And hell yeah. I'm crushing. Man. I'm
There's-
crushing.
And to be honest, I could overlook these things if the narrative was strong. But my biggest complaint is that like they just don't nail it. Like I think it's a little bit messy. I think they don't understand the politics that they're going on for this, which is like it's a Call of Duty game. I can excuse a lot of things, but in this one, it's just like I don't know. At least in 2019, they were trying to meditate on certain kind of geopolitical stuff, and this is just like we're going to mention it and then just completely just toss it aside for just like what should be a set piece and then just isn't. I'm still having fun, kind of moment to moment. For the most part, it just falls flat for me.
I specifically agree with you on that point because the first game, I think the difference is like I don't think the first game went necessarily deeper than this one, but it had a consistent theme where it was really about occupation and invasion, and that was about that was the fictional state Urzikstan where Farah's from. Like that was the main plot line, and that was the main political sort of like topic that they were kind of addressing throughout the entire game. So it kind of felt like you got enough of it and they understood enough of it. Whereas in this game, I think I've experienced the same thing you did, where they would touch on one thing and then move on, or somebody would make a comment about some sort of really important sort of political ideology or something like that, and then move on to the next thing. And it jumped around so much. And I think that the only time it started to get consistent, like I said in our group chat, was towards the end of the game. And then by the time it felt like I was like, okay, I'm kind of running with this plot line, the game was over. So it felt like it kind of jumped around a lot in the first half. And then when things did start to finally get consistent, it kind of fumbled. But I see what you mean about the 1 foot in one door and 1 foot in the other. And I think the best way to solve this and what they should try to do is have your realistic, gritty character writing, but stick to your Michael Bay sort of like global story beats. Like have your crazy World War III, like all that stuff, but have like because I did think the characters were much better written.
Yes.
Like I was somebody who was saying like guys,
you
you are
characters.
Yeah, you are misremembering Ghost from the original Modern Warfare. He was just a dude with a cool mask. That's it. Right? We all cried and thought it was the worst thing in the world. When you go back and replay it, you're like, oh, this guy he just is kind of witty and has a mask. That's it. Like he's no character. Whereas in this one, they kind of flesh out. Like I was pleasantly surprised with the character writing in this, which is why it's so difficult.
Have arcs.
They do, and they have chemistry.
Yeah,
and so does
they have to build, which was nice.
That was cool. You got to see them introduced, and Alejandro has chemistry with fucking everyone, including me. I fucking love this man. I want to kiss him.
Alejandro was by far the best character,
dude.
Him
that was
Rudy.
I can't believe they did that. So this is why it's so Rodolfo.
Rodolfo.
This is why it's so hard to give it a number score, because certain things the campaign I think they really fumbled on, and certain things they fucking nailed beyond my expectation. I was not expecting that the game that was going to introduce Ghost, everyone's fan favorite, for them to introduce a completely original character who steals the show from all these. Like he is the standout. Like if you look at any reviews, everyone loves him. The fan base, like I go on this Call of Duty subreddit expecting to see the most toxic shit in the world. It's all Alejandro's stand posts. I was fucking surprised. So like shout out to Infinity Ward because what an amazing performance and character to introduce in a game that is remaking one of the most beloved game with the most established characters in a franchise. That was pretty cool.
And there was a point where I was worried that they were going to do something. Well, that's not a spoiler, is it?
Okay, I'm going to say
It might
this.
be.
Okay.
Wait. I'm going to take the hot seat for Podcast PXN. If it's a small spoiler, it's Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It's Call of Duty.
Okay.
It's a Call of Duty campaign.
Sure.
Spoiler in the vague terms, so skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. But I got the impression that they were going to do something with Alejandra that I was going to be like, what the fuck? No, don't do this. But then they didn't, and I liked that they didn't go down that path. So
I never felt that impression. I just
You
knew
didn't?
they couldn't do that. Not Tim. No, absolutely not.
But that's why I thought they would. I'm
Yeah.
with you, Dan. I'm 100% with you. I started to get the sinking feeling at a certain point in the campaign. Again, we're not saying at a certain point in the campaign, I started to get a sinking feeling in my chest, and I was like, "Don't you fucking dare!
Yeah.
Don't do this to me right now." And if they did, that would have been effective. Let me say, because I would have been fucking pissed.
So,
Ro, I want to mention something to you.
Yes.
Do you remember we were talking in the PXN private chat about how like I do want to give praise to like the Spanish writing in this game because like it is written very much like how I've heard Spanish spoken for all my fucking life, because these are Mexican characters, like they speak like fucking Mexicans. Finally, someone's doing it so good in the game. At the same time, this isn't a spoiler. There's a moment in one of the early missions where a sheriff comes up to you and he's like, "Oh, all you Mexicans look the same. You all look like the bad guys." It's like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
But is that not good writing in a way? Because that's probably
That's accurate, I guess.
right. Like that's.
My God.
I think
He's supposed to be the good guy.
But I think, you know what's funny? I think the police, if I remember correctly, if you're playing with subtitles on, I think the police come up as red when they're yelling at you.
No, they come up as blue.
Do they?
Yeah, I have subtitles
Oh,
on. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Is blue usually the color for allies, or are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's
I was
they
gonna say
actually, they actually use that in the game where
Yeah.
like there'll be if
Okay.
subtitles
Yeah,
will change
yeah.
like and
That
it'll
was
actually
cool.
give you a heads up. That was kind of neat. The
Oh,
color
yeah.
of
I
the
did like
character's
that.
name will change mid cutscene based on their actions.
That's kind of cool. I saw a cutscene or like a gameplay clip on Twitter where this guy was playing as a character and the mission was de-escalate the situation, and to de-escalate you had to aim
You
the
aim
gun
your
at
gun
the
at-
innocent people.
Yeah.
I was
My-
like, yeah.
My answer to that is like,
I just thought it was
it's
funny.
Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty. I
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
to like.
They're not
it was-
going to program a de-escalation conversation system for one mission.
Absolutely not.
Like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where I
I
was
just
like,
thought it
yes,
was
this
funny
is
out of context.
absolutely. It's funny to point and laugh at, but I'm like, okay, they're not gonna like. I get gameplay wise, that's why that's the button that you press.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's throw tactical or like fucking melee, and that doesn't really work as well.
All right.
Yeah, there's a clip from Hassan. I'm sorry, Dan.
No,
There's a clip
you're
from
fine.
Hassan who's talking
what I
about this
saw.
because yeah, and then like a couple seconds later, there's somebody who has like a bat and Hassan shoots at them, but it was still civilian, obviously, and like the mission stops and it's like, don't shoot civilians. Like he failed it. He's like, oh, but she was armed. Fucking Hassan.
There was actually one mission, I can't remember which mission, but I kept accidentally shooting civilians because I thought they had guns in their hands, and I was like, oh, whoops, sorry about that.
Classic Dan.
But to jump back real quick, Christian, talking about like the iconic missions from previous games, like I thought that Alone was that one of those missions, like from this game. Like I loved that mission, like, and I feel like that would be a great mission to replay because there's so many different ways you could go about doing it. Like there's so many different avenues, so many different pieces you can pick up, and I get that it's not going to be the most variety, you know, of anything in the world because it is at the end of the day Call of Duty, but I kind of liked that scavenging aspect where you're trying to scavenge and you know, build your stuff up to figure out how to get through these certain scenarios.
Yeah, it was okay. Like it was fine. I mean, it feels like a gimmick mission to me personally. Like it was fun. It was a nice change of pace, and I liked, you know, the story beats surrounding that. But for me, if I'm gonna go back to replay a mission, it's the one in Spain, which I thought was fantastic. That's like an open-ended mission, you and someone else. It's an homage to another mission from Call of Duty 4. And what I really liked about that is that that one felt like true freedom with Call of Duty proper, where you have like, you know, your two guns and they're both silenced. You have to remain sneaking into this area that I won't say. What I really liked about it is that one, very surprisingly, they gave my character options for how to respond to the two other people that were joining me here. So like I felt like I was getting to build my own rapport with them, which is nice. But also, you're able to dictate your own approach. You have a backpack, and in it you have different tacticals and lethals that you can pick and choose. And then when you get to like spots where you can like choose how to invade, you can either blow up a C4, you can sneak in and like get your little snake cam and see like where people are located. You can climb to the roof and shoot down, or you can open up a vent and then throw in like tear gas or something, and then they all start running out, and you know you start picking them apart that way. That was like awesome. That mission was really cool. if I was gonna choose one to replay, it'd be that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
It's interesting that we all have the different standout missions, because for me it was Dark Water. I thought that was like the one that was so far above the rest. But I also am in the alone camp. But see, that's the thing. Like, you bring up the Spain mission, and like, yeah, that was also really good too. Like those, I think those three are probably the ones that I would replay. I do like the cartel mission as well. Again, it's very short, but what they're going for is kind of fun in that little sandbox that you get to mess around in. But like even that, like half of that mission is walking and talking, and you can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like it still feels like there's so much filler in this campaign, and I was surprised when I went to replay it that it did make me go through all of that with no option to skip. Like you have to, because it's not technically a cutscene, but you're also just kind of walking around being talked at. So, but one interesting thing when you say it's a gimmick mission with the alone is that I actually disagree. I think it's a tutorial mission. I think a lot of this campaign is getting you prepared for DMZ. Yeah,
I hated it. I fucking hated it. Why? They're like mission.
I know. I picked up on that really early. I was like, okay, this is DMZ. This is what DMZ is gonna feel like. This is the looting, the cabinets, the toolboxes, the certain things. You know which ones you can open, which ones you can't. And I think we're getting a look at what the time to kill might look at with all the armored enemies, because that is so out of nowhere. And I was thinking about it. Everyone's complaining about, no matter what difficulty people are playing on, they're complaining about like why there's so many armored enemies. They take way too fucking long to kill. Blah blah. I'm like, this is like. This feels like okay, this is what it's gonna feel like in DMZ. This is what you can expect when you have a fully geared opponent running at you and you guys get into a firefight. Because I was thinking, I was like, this is not fun for campaign. This almost feels like this is another intention, and this has been done before. Most notably with DICE, there's a Battlefield 4 update where they added tracers to the guns. Like it was out of nowhere. Like guns had a really insane tracer effect. Everybody's like, what the fuck's going on? And then somebody found out that, or put the pieces together where it's like, oh, their next game is Battlefront. They're seeing how much visual intensity they can get away with on screen, because that update came well after Battlefield 4's life cycle ended, and then it was removed like 2 months later. So I think this is them testing the water, seeing how people feel about certain mechanics.
I mean, I get that, but like, just put that in its own game mode and balance afterwards. Like, don't put it in a campaign. Like, there's a boss fight mission where like you have to loot for certain things, and like, oh, you have to, this is what it's going to look like in Warzone and DMZ. There's a mission where you got to like find plates to plate up, and it's like, I get it, this is preparing you for Warzone and DMZ, but I will get enough of this when I learn in Warzone and DMZ. I don't really need this in my campaign.
I will say
they're going to teach you again. I'm sure
they're going to teach you again. They're going to teach you again because they're going to make you free to play game.
Right. They're going to make you do a tutorial match or something like that. I will say I agree with the armored enemies. I was like, you know what? I get it. I get what you're doing. I don't need this. This is especially on hardened, and I've heard people say regular is brutal too. Like it was just obnoxious and it slowed the pacing down way too much. But I did enjoy the looting. I did enjoy the crafting. I did enjoy the scavenging. I did enjoy all that stuff. So that part worked out well for me. But I totally see if you didn't enjoy that, how that would just felt like you just got a double dose of like unnecessary tutorial disguised as campaign missions, which is, I picked up on that really early. And can I just say that final mission, or not final mission, there's I think second to last mission, there's a boss fight that happens in it. Tell me that doesn't feel like that's like an open world Destiny event in that little sort of area where it's like you can see that sort of being. And also, this is my problem with the story. The writing takes a nosedive for that fucking section. Did you guys start hearing the taunts they were saying to each other? I was like,
it was too much.
It was way too much. I was like, they've totally just gone full Marvel. This was Zero Dark 30, and then now it's just like, oh, that was weird. That was like
my other problem with the writing as well is like it felt to me like the overarching story was trying to sort of mimic the original Modern Warfare 2 in terms of like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like the overarching things that are happening, and like, certain things are going to happen because they happened in the original, and you're like, all right, maybe we should have changed this up a little bit more because like that was very expected. Like they had that scene where you're talking about, Gage, where the color changes, the subtitle,
Right.
and I was
Right.
like, okay, I already knew this was basically going to happen because it happened in Modern Warfare 2. So
That's interesting. So yeah, it's almost like that. So that thing that happens. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we're not going to say it, but even if we did, I don't think that that's much of a shocker. But let's just not say it. But anyways, that thing, it's like it felt like it happened in this game only because it was supposed to happen. You know what I
Because
mean? Like,
yeah.
I see what you mean, Dan. Where it's like
Yeah.
we didn't. I couldn't tell you why story wise that
Right.
needed to happen so
No.
quickly, and like that immediately where they just no feelings, no strings attached. Like you're right, Dan. Like certain plot beats felt like it was like, okay, this is happening because this is Modern Warfare 2 and this has to happen, as opposed to it reaching a natural point. Because
Yes,
the
like a
story
crescendo.
it was trying to tell was a much slower story and it couldn't happen that fast. But because it was
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, they kind of had to be like, well, you knew this was coming, so here it is, and this is why this happened. And it's like, well, that didn't seem like it naturally got to that point. But
My thing is obviously I knew it was going to happen too. Like my excitement was to see how it would happen, and then just to echo Gage, exactly what he said is like it happens because
happened.
it's supposed to happen. It's like, okay, I guess, and then like a few missions later, we're ramping up to the conclusion, and just like I guess the fun is just starting. Like we're finally getting some cool global stuff, and then it just kind of ends. It's like, okay, well, you excited for Modern Warfare 3? I guess I don't know.
right.
That ending did get me excited for Modern Warfare 3. I will say that. Without
Yeah, there are
spoiling.
2 credit scenes that I thought were really exciting, but like,
Yeah.
I just wish like the base campaign was a bit more fleshed out. Just
I
to
almost
make those beats hit home when they're supposed to.
True.
Right. It sucks though, because like I almost feel like to make the story more coherent, it would kind of get rid of Alejandro and his bit. But like that was kind of the best part. That's why it's such a mixed bag. It's
Yeah.
so strange because I'd almost think to myself like, okay, well, the start of this game should be Shadow Company in the Middle East in Farah's place, and like it's like they've been there for a while and things are starting to go sour, like you said, and then that whole game is sort of that plot line. Whereas as opposed to like we spend like it's just a very unfocused campaign. It felt like in terms of story and hitting a lot, like Dan said perfectly, hitting a lot of beats because it has to.
Which is unfortunate. Everything to do with Shadow Company and etc. That feels rushed and just like all over the place. Everything to do with Valeria, fuck, that shit is good.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying her bit and everything revolving around Alejandro's world. That was
Right.
exciting to me.
It almost kind of feels like Daredevil season 2, where it's like half of it is focused on this one thing. You're like, okay, I'm kind of getting into this, and then it just stops, and that's now we're on to the next thing. And it's like, okay, I'm kind of getting into this now too, but what happened to the other thing? And now the game's over. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I will say, similar to Dan, I am also I can't help but feel excited for the third one, almost in a way that it seems like hindsight has kind of given them this opportunity to change the story slightly, and we're going into what is hopefully the conclusion of this trilogy with all of these characters alive that we know and like. All of them are alive and all of them are developed. So I do think that kind of lends itself to this really exciting Modern Warfare 3, where it's like I like when the characters you root for die or sacrifice themselves, or like there's stakes involved. So I will say that's the one thing I'm very excited for with Modern Warfare 3, is that it seems like they're kind of setting things up to be really like explosive, and maybe they'll have certain missions from Modern Warfare 2 from the original Modern Warfare 2 in the Modern Warfare 3, as they've kind of done with this new remake, having certain missions, like Christian said earlier, from the first Modern Warfare.
There's a mission in the old Modern Warfare. What's the Mission Impossible? There's a mission in the old Modern Warfare trilogy. I think it was in 3. Where it starts and you're just like an astronaut in space fixing a satellite.
Yes.
That's 2.
I think that is 2. Yeah,
That is
and
2. Yeah.
You look over and there's like a bright light. It's like it looks like a missile and it's going, and then it just blows up. It's a fucking EMP, and that like ends up exploding, and like the air from that, or I guess like not air in space. What would that be? Anyway,
It should be kinetic force. It'd still be the force. of it.
Yeah, that force like this destroys the satellite and that poor astronaut was just working on it, and then it cuts down to the ground like level, and you're back in the shoes of a soldier. It's like that was cool. Bring shit like that back. That went hard.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It seems like they're setting. That's what they might be moving towards that, right? Because it seems like the new trilogy is moving at a slower pace. So now I'm kind of excited. Where it's like I want to see that. That's what I want to get to. I want to see that in this new engine. Are you kidding?
That'd be odd. Also, Dark Water was a good mission too. By the way, I just remembered you said that. That was cool.
Dark Water was awesome. I felt like that was the most like that felt like classic Call of Duty. It had like your exciting cutscenes, but too short. Yeah, your cool set pieces with the cargo container. I mean, we saw gameplay of that before, and it was just as fun to play as it was to watch. Like I was excited about that.
Absolutely. Well, gents, I think. What? Sorry, Christian.
Last thing I'll say. I'll give my score for Modern Warfare 2 campaign.
Oh, okay. Your score.
I mean, you already know it. I already gave it on.
Oh, you're not changing it? You haven't changed your mind at all?
Absolutely not. I think there's a lot to criticize thematically and narratively, but the gameplay is still very much fun. Those things are at odds with each other. The story structure kind of a little messy. Could have been a better game, but I still enjoyed my time with it for the most part. I think it's a good campaign, a bit higher than IGN, 7 out of 10.
Do I go next?
Yeah, go for it.
You ready, Dan?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
6.5 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm going a little bit lower since our conversation. I was thinking about all the missions, and I was like, man, I really don't want to replay most of those. And it is a video game first, and gameplay is important. I love this story. I love I love some of the characters, but man, yeah, some of the gameplay is just not it for me. So 6.5.
And this is going to be the opposite end of the spectrum because like I always go in with the mindset of a certain expectation of Call of Duty, and whether that's good or bad is another thing entirely. So I would be like an 8 or 8.5 for me. Honestly, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I thought it was a really good campaign. Personally, I thought it was had a lot of variety. I felt like every mission was different, with the exception of the one that had back-to-back missions that were the same. And I really liked that. It did have its set pieces that I thought were gorgeous, and visually the game is very good. But yeah, my gripes are with the story, and that story's a bit of a mess. But yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
But we're gonna give
that means from PXN it's still getting around a 7.5, 7.75 somewhere in there. So it's still getting the PXN approve.
Yeah, and we're gonna give the final word to Roshan on this because, like, you know, Ro, you just had to listen to us. So now it's
Ro would like Valeria.
What? I would like who?
Valeria.
Oh, maybe I will play this game. No, what I was going to say was it's really cool that you guys all had like very different opinions. Still had like some consistencies, but like a 7, a 6.5, and an 8. Like that's cool to see that you guys are able to have a pretty good discussion about it and still, you know, be able to give it a number at the end of the day. I don't have anything to add, obviously, but
Christian,
it was a nice conversation.
Give us the final rating of Modern Warfare, the final official rating.
Didn't you already give it? What's the aggregate?
No. I want Roshan to pick. He's not played the game at all.
Oh,
just
yeah,
from our conversation. Ro, what is the score?
I would say it sounds like it's a 7.
Wow.
I was hoping you'd just pick like a 3 or a 2 or
it's
completely left
5.
field. Yeah, 5.
One
I've listened to all of you and I've decided it is a 5.
Sounds like it's a good Call of Duty game. I looks like they could have improved a lot of things that don't make sense, but the technical feat seems impressive. The gameplay seems fun. Story seems to be hit or miss, but that depends on who you ask. I would say it's a solid 7 based on what I've heard.
And it's also not my final score because multiplayer is not live yet.
True.
Open Critic.
Critic. Hopefully they update that.
Yeah.
Which is a great point because I think all of our scores would go up a little bit, right?
Oh,
like mine
true.
would absolutely go up if I was including multiplayer and Spec Ops.
The beta alone was fun, man.
Yeah, beta was great.
Well, guys, Judge Warner has spoken, and it is a 7 out of 10 for Podcast PXN. Thank you
for the campaign.
For campaign, sorry. Yeah. Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Ro, Christian, and Gage. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
Hell yeah.
Oh.